All right, let's take a look at today's factoring. So remember yesterday I noticed, oh, when there's a number out in front, oh, maybe there's a GCF, maybe there's a greatest common factor. So I look and I say, okay, is there a number that multiplies to 3, 10, and 8? And the thing is, there's not, right? The only factors of 3 are 3 and 1, and 3 doesn't multiply to 10. So there's no greatest common factor here. So what that tells me is that it's just going to look like this, okay? And what you need to remember is that this times this will equal this. And this times this will equal this. Okay, now here's the thing. Only 3 times 1 is 3. That's the only possibility. And this is x squared. So x times x is x squared. So this is going to be 3x and x. I notice that there's all positives here. So I'm going to just go ahead and put my positive signs. It's all positives. Now here, to multiply to get to 8, it could be, look, I'm going to start with 1. Then I'm going to go, does 2 multiply to 8? Oh yeah, 2 does multiply to 8. Does 3 multiply to 8? No. Does 4? Oh yeah. Okay, look, so I'm back to numbers that are already here. So my 2 possibilities are 1, 8, and 2, 4. So I actually have 4 possibilities. It could be 1, 8, 8, 1, 2, 4, 4, 2. All of those possibilities work in terms of these two numbers multiplying to 8. And I already have 2 numbers here that multiply to 3x squared, right? 3 times 1 is 3, x times x is x squared. So now what I need is to focus on this, okay? And what has to add to that, so look, this times this, I'm already done. That's 3x squared. This times this, that'll be 3x times a number, that'll be something x. Then this will be a number times x, that'll be something x. Those two will be like terms, and I need them to combine to 10x. And then the last thing when I multiply is this times this. We already know that's going to multiply to 8 because I'm going to put one of these pairs of numbers there. So let's just try a pair. Let's say I start with 1 and 8. So look, watch, I'm going to write really light because I might have to erase. So let's see. If I multiply 3x times 8, that's 24x, and then this is plus 1x. Does that add to 10x? No, that adds to 25x. That doesn't work. Okay, so nope. Let's switch them. So I'm going to switch, put 8 and 1. Again, I'm writing lightly. So 3 times x, that's 3x. Sorry, 3x times 1, that's 3x. And then 8 times x, that's 8x. Does that add to 10x? Oh, close. No, 11x. Nope, that doesn't work. Okay, so look, I tried 1, 8. I tried 8, 1. Cross it off. Let's try 2 and 4. Okay, so 3x times 4, that's 12x plus 2x. Ugh, that's 14x. Still no. Let's try 4 and 2. 3x times 2, that's 6x. 4x times x, that's 4x. Perfect. That's it, right? That adds to 10x, and that's my answer. And I'm just going to neaten it up and write it a little bit darker, and there is my answer. Okay, now look, I got really unlucky this time. There was 4 possibilities, and I got it on my 4th try. Okay, so hopefully I'll get a little bit luckier next time and get it a little sooner. Okay, let's look at the next one. I look, okay, first, is there a greatest common factor? Let's see. Is there a number that multiplies to 5, 22, and 15? No, the only numbers that multiply to 5 are 5 and 1, and 5 doesn't multiply to 22. So, no greatest common factor. Let's set this up. Remember, this times this equals this. So, that has to be 5x and x, because only 5 times 1 is 5, and x times x is x squared. So, it's going to be like this. Now, these two numbers have to multiply to negative 15. Okay? Now, this is tricky because they have to multiply to a negative. So if two numbers multiply to a negative, it's got to be one positive, one negative. Look, I'm going to put a plus and minus sign, but I'm writing lightly now because I might end up having to switch the signs, which is okay. Now for 15, it could be 1 times 15. Does 2 multiply to 15? No. 3 multiply to 15? Yep. Does 4? Nope. Okay, so those are my 2 pairs. 1 and 15, 3 and 5. So let's start with 3 and 5. So I'm going to put 3 here and 5 here. So 5x times negative 5, that's negative 25x. Plus 3 times x, this comes out to negative 22x. I wanted it to be positive 22x. Remember, I'm trying for this. This times this, plus this times this needs to equal this. I got negative 22. What I'm thinking to myself is only the sign is wrong. So watch, if only the sign is wrong, then it's only the signs I need to fix. I want to show you why. Okay, this is my correct answer. Because look, see how when this was negative 25. But now look, 5x times 5 would be positive 25. When this was positive, this was plus 3x. But now negative 3 times x, that's minus 3x. So now I have the same subtraction problem, but this time I have more positives than negatives, and so it's positive 22. And this is my answer. last one, let's check for a GCF. Any number that multiplies to 2, 17, and 30? No. 17 is actually a prime number. There's nothing that multiplies to 17 except 17 and 1. So, no common factor. This times this equals this, so that's going to be 2x and x. And then I notice this is positive and this is negative. What kind of numbers multiply to be a positive and add to be a negative? That could only be a negative and a negative, okay? Because a negative times a negative is a positive. A negative plus a negative would be a negative. So I know that this times this has to equal this. Now I gotta be careful because there's some possibilities here. This could be 1 times 30, could be 2 times 15, could be 3 times 10, could even be 5 times 6. So this is a lot of possibilities. What I need to do is just be organized so at least I don't end up trying things multiple times. All right, so let's just try them one by one. Let's start with 5 and 6. I'm going to do 5 here and 6 here. So 2x, so remember it's this times this times this plus this times this has to equal this. Okay, 2x times negative 6, that's negative 12x. Negative 5x, let's see, that's negative 12 plus 5 more negatives, that's negative 17. And I got it. Look, that was lucky. Okay, remember this one? It took me like to the last try to get it. And here, it just so happened that I got it on the first try, right? Some of this is just luck. Like, let's say I had decided to try 3 and 10 first. I obviously wouldn't have gotten it on the first try. But in this case, I got lucky. Okay, and this looks good. Go ahead and try these, and then you can come back and check your answers on these before you move forward so that you have an opportunity to kind of check your understanding.